and he's black. All right. So, hey, Frank, are you still there, or did you say to hell with
yes,
this?
sir. I'm here.
Okay, because I know you said Shih Tzu on you before, and I was like, well, okay, he ain't the first person,
Mm-hmm.
So okay. So before we continue this conversation, let's bring Amy. Adrienne. That's what I said.
Adrienne. Let me tell everybody about Adrienne.
Please.
Adrienne and I met a few years back.
Okay, well, you should do that before I bring her on, in case you have to talk about her. We don't want her to hear that.
No, it's she's the real deal. Adrienne is one of the most compassionate, loving, caring women I've ever met. She spends more time tracking and trapping dogs than any 10 people.
Oh, really?
Foster's gonna put up some pictures, and the majority of those pictures are what Adrienne has trapped in the last few months. She goes above and beyond because of work schedules. Not all of us can get together all the time. Adrienne's is a little more flexible, and she's just a wonderful, wonderful lady. So, without further ado, good morning, Adrienne.
Good morning.
How are you?
You're hired.
And you are too, Adrienne. He's like, hey, with that kind of introduction, the way he introduced you, I was like, well, wait a minute, I might need to move.
Oh, she's a wonderful lady. Let me tell you, I've never been so impressed with anybody.
I know, man. And I was looking at that video that we're not going to talk about. And she's my kind of girl though, because she got outfits and wigs and all. She role play.
Yeah.
She's a role playing woman. I was like, yes, you go, Adrienne. So good morning, Adrienne. Welcome to Foster's Animal World, dear.
Good morning.
So are you in Vegas right now or somewhere else?
I am. I'm currently lurking in the neighborhood.
And she's probably is at present.
Oh, that's a good thing, man. So are you from Las Vegas originally?
I am. Born and raised, yes, sir.
Wow, it's not that many of you guys, huh?
No, we're rare.
Yeah.
Every once in a while you see one of us.
Yeah, absolutely. So how did you and Frank come together?
You know what? This is kind of funny. I don't even remember. I've known Frank for a long time. And Rescue It in town, we're kind of an incestuous group. Everybody knows everybody else. And I'm pretty sure at some point somebody called for help and somebody called him for help. We both probably showed up at the same time to help, and that's usually how a lot of us meet.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna have to jump in the car.
Awesome.
I'm gonna have to jump in the car and come. Me and Danny just roll into Vegas, man, and just shoot some video on you guys and follow you around for the day and watch what you do, and then so we can, since we can't get you guys to Skype in here right now, and so we can show people your faces and what you do and different stuff.
You can't Skype me. I'm Skype stupid. I shun technology.
I know. Hey, but I was talking to Frank during one of our conversations one time, and I just happened to mention, because I saw this whole documentary or something about these flood tunnels or something that they're putting in you guys' area in Vegas. These canals, what do they call them?
Yeah, the flood channels.
Flood channels, yeah. And how do those play in what you guys? I mean, when dogs get lost and stuff, do they end up in those things? Because they just look like they were huge and they run for miles and miles.
Well, we have a lot of, I call them the washes. We have a lot of washes throughout town. And between the washes and the storm drains, I feel like it works like an animal freeway. You're going to find the cats in the storm drains because they can fit and they can go anywhere in town underneath and you'll never know it. And I find the dogs tend to be more in the washes because the washes will eventually pull out into a neighborhood, or it'll take them to a different area where there's more resources or cover. Mm-hmm. And people driving on the streets are driving by animals all the time, and they have no idea.
Right. Cause and those things underground, or are they just like next to the freeways? It
goes both ways. Some of the washes are very open. It's almost like a trench. And some of them are completely cement, and some of them are overgrown with dirt and weeds and fun little things you don't want to step on. And it really depends on the neighborhood. The newer, of course, are going to be more cement, and then the older neighborhoods, it's a little bit more wild and woolly, and you got to wear, the right shoes and have maybe a pole so you don't just suddenly take a step and sink down 3 feet. It just depends on what part of town.
Right. Yeah, it's kind of if for you guys in the L.A. area, if you can imagine what we call the L.A. River, which is basically like a big concrete trench, But the ones that they're making for you guys, and because of the floods, the torrential rains or something has the potential to wash Vegas away. They're almost like, they remind me more like subway tunnel,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, versus the open thing that they call the L.A. River here. So when someone's dog, let's walk through the process, all right? So I wake up this morning and my pit bull is missing. So how do I find you guys? I just find you online, or y'all got posters hanging out on poles, or is there a big billboard next to the Luxor Hotel? What?
I was going to leave that for Frank.
Yeah, there's 3 or 4 ways. Our other 2 partners, Bryce and Adrienne, they have a site with there's about 600,000 followers, and so we have a tremendous source of information there. Some people may call me or text me. Adrienne's not too much on Facebook because she's really busy out there doing what she does, and there's many people that know her, privileged few, that will give her a call. We'll contact, and then we'll get together. We'll come see you, sit down and talk with you to determine, indeed, look around if the animal got out or somebody came into the yard and stole the animal.
Mm-hmm.
And then we, it's just a process that we go through, and then we go from there. It's real important the first couple of days for us to get notified, because dogs basically will stay in the area, and then they'll tend to migrate out depending on, people in the neighborhood. People get upset and scared with some of the dogs, and they'll run them out. And then we just start, in like a circular pattern and work out, searching the neighborhood and move out and out and out, combing all the areas that we can. And we've been real successful. What I was going to say, I talked to Adrienne about this here a while back, but there's a trainer over there in California that I've been speaking with, and he's going to train. He's got an excellent candidate for tracking. And so we're going to make the process even much more effective, because what we'll do is be able to bring this dog with us to your house and sit it with your dog's bed or blanket, and then, away we go. And it should cut down the time tremendously for us to find your animal. And then we could return that animal to you, which is, tremendous. I mean, the people are just... they're ecstatic, and we are too, because we've been able to, successfully bring their beloved pet home.
Right.
Adrienne, you want to add to that?
Well, I was going to say that we actually have a really large Facebook network. There's several sites in town that are devoted, or
Right.
Facebook pages that are devoted to lost and found. I don't do Facebook, and honestly, I don't care. I don't care what you had for breakfast. I don't care where your parents are vacationing. I just don't care. So if somebody's going to post something on Facebook, somebody I know who has a Facebook will call me and tell me.
Right.
Otherwise, I really don't know. My number gets passed out. I don't mind. But if I bring in an animal, I insist that no one puts up my name or my number or mentions me on the site. I don't like that. I think it takes away from the animal being brought in. I'd rather just be under the radar and just get something done and go to the next project.
Now, Adrienne, be careful, because you're sounding like me now. But I totally get your drift. Tell me this: how do you guys get paid for doing what you're doing?
You're kidding, right?
Yes, definitely, he's kidding.
Wait a minute.
It's all done out of pocket. Out of our own pockets, out of our own dedication. We don't get paid.
You guys don't get
do.
wait a minute. You guys don't make any money?
No.
Does karma
It's
count?
amazing.
Wait a minute, but this is a whole we're talking about Shih Tzu method, but this is a whole Shih Tzu worth of time and energy and effort to do this, man.
Well, what's important?
Yes,
is
and
you
we all
gotta have-
gripe about the lack of gas money.
Yes, that's if people would just give us gas money because here a couple of months ago, one of the celebrities lost their dog up in an area Mount Charleston, Cow Canyon. I drove up there. That's 45 minutes an hour away from Vegas. I drove up there. Adrienne was on vacation at the time. She got back. I notified Adrienne. Due to my work schedule, I couldn't get up there, and Adrienne was up there for 3 days. Look, to tank of gas up and back, and nothing was ever offered. And it's not about the money. It's just about catching this animal and successfully, bringing it home. That
wasn't what is it, Selena
We don't
Dion?
We don't want to mention any names, but
okay, wait a minute.
Just yeah.
But it wasn't Wayne Newton, was it?
Oh no.
No.
Wayne Newton's dog got lost, and he didn't give you guys anything for finding it.
I know. It wasn't Wayne Newton.
Oh,
but it was
Selena
one of the,
Dion.
Celebrities. Yeah,
Selena Dion's dog got lost.
Yeah.
You guys went in the mountains and spent 2 days looking for it and found it, and not even got a tip.
No, we didn't. We didn't find it. Up in that area, it's very unfortunate because we have predators here in certain areas.
What kind of predators?
Of course, like everywhere, we have coyotes, but up in that area, you have bobcat and mountain lion.
Woo.
And
bobcat don't fuck around.
Oh yeah, and mountain lion either. We have the largest population of mountain lions in this part of the United States. There's a channel that they run from here up to the Reno-Carson area, and they're protected.
Really?
Their territorial range, about the younger males run about a 300-mile territory, and once they scent one of these animals, I mean, the domestics have no chance out in the wild.
No.
It's why it's so imperative that we get to them.
Right, exactly. It's very imperative that you guys get to them because, bobcat, man, I ran into a bobcat one day in Oregon, right? Scared the hell out of me, man, because we were filming a movie, and I looked over and about, had to be maybe like 20 yards away was a bobcat. And if the ears if the ears and the eyes don't scare you, by themselves, when you look and you see, like literally these guys got razor blades, man, for fingers.
Formidable.
Yeah. It's like, man, and the guy said, well, don't run. And when he said that, by the time he said run, I was already in the car. Okay? He's like, don't run. I'm like, shit. And like what, 50, 60, 70 pounds?
Sure.
Oh my God. It's like
they're a sight to behold, aren't they?
Oh my God, man! It's like seeing a alley cat the size of a pit bull.
Correct.
And with razor blades for fingers. It's like I was like shit, because just the ears, when his ears went back and forth, he did this sort of like, I'm trying to listen to see, what's going on here. Man, I was out of there in the car, windows rolled up, the whole 9 yards, man, because I was a little chicken when it comes to so when you talk about a domestic animal and a bobcat, man, coyote is one thing, but the bobcats and mountain lions, man, those razor blade fingers change the equation. But Adrienne, but when you guys go out in a situation like that, you got to have some sort of extra protection or something, right?
Well, I've personally never met a bobcat, but since I'm paranoid, I'm prepared for one anyway. So I actually have a stadium horn that I keep in a satchel I bring with me. And it sounds goofy, but I have an umbrella. If I've had dogs charge me, if you suddenly open up an umbrella, a brightly colored umbrella, they don't know what to do with themselves, and it throws them off, and so you can kind of get the upper hand. Tracks. and I have a couple serrated knives just in case.
Right, right. You know, that umbrella thing is probably like the that cuts to the DNA, you know, of the animal thing, like the what was it, the rapture or whatever, you know, that blows up, and other and I think the peacock operates under the same kind of a psychological thing. When, you know, what you talking about, that umbrella, when you can go big. Huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
Frill lizard.
Well,
Rock is saying frill lizard over there between his he just woke up. Yeah, it's like frill lizard. Yeah. So that umbrella, that's a good idea, man. You know.
Oh, it definitely throws them off. There, you know, like you said, you go big and it startles them. It distracts them from what you know, what's happening at the time. And like I said, Adrienne, she's amazing, an amazing lady. She's got all the kind of little tricks that I've been doing it a long time, but I've learned from her.
Yeah, now there's other people, because I was watching the video. You guys got some other members of your team, and I didn't understand what that was. It was like somebody named Jen, and it was a guy named, and I'm sorry, I'm bad with names. Bryce, that's right. So what do they do? How do they fit into this thing with you guys?
Adrienne?
Well, they're kind of like, how do I put this? We're like the field operatives, sort of.
Okay.
And they're the ones that are making the phone calls, getting the tips. You know, they're gonna get a chart of an area and then, you know, get it out and do the footwork in the car.
Right.
And we're like the down and dirty stuff, I guess. They're a little bit cleaner than us.
Yeah. No. I mean, hey,
well put. That's very well put.
No, you have to have somebody, you know, huh? They're the techies. Yeah, Rock is saying they're the techies. You know, but no, you know, that's what makes a great team is, you know, everybody being able to play their part and know their part. And, you know, because I know, you know, I can't do what Paula does, you know. And, well, I could, but, you know, that's a, you know, and you know, and, you know, it's like Regina has, Danny and Rock, you know, it's like, so, you know, it's a team effort. So I totally understand that. So what does, and so Bryce and Jen, they do more technical stuff. I mean, because I think I saw like Jen does the interview with people and talking with people. I guess you guys do, but I understand what you're saying, Adrienne, is like get out in the field, get it done. That's your thing, huh? Okay.
Well, I like to say that I'm not a girly girl. I'm a get things done girl. So what they do, honestly, I have no interest in. I don't want to talk to anybody. Just give me a mission and let me go, and just leave me alone and let me do it.
Let me find this dog, damn it. Yeah, absolutely. I know. That's what Regina and I was having that. Huh? Who is that?
She's my kind of friend. Let's just do it and get it done.
Yeah,
Adrienne.
Exactly. No, well, Regina and I were having that conversation yesterday.
You know, let's get it done.
Yeah. And so, okay, so after you, what's the success rate, guys?
Oh, what? Adrienne, about 85, 87%, 80% in that neighborhood. Would you say that's about right? Adrienne.
Wow.
Yeah.
Adrienne's after one right now.
Yeah.
Well, no, I'm sorry. I was just looking. Sorry.
Oh, that's all right.
I'm always looking. I was distracted by something shiny.
No, I was talking about the
Sounded
success.
like oh my God.
It sounded like.
Do you guys? Does it ever end up where you know, it's a sad situation where
Frequently.
Yeah, frequently.
Yeah.
Yeah, where you know, where you find them and it's too late, or you find them and somebody don't want to give him back. Somebody else has.
You know what? Usually people don't want them back. It's not give them back. They don't want them. We'll find a dog and it's chipped, which rarely happens. And even rarer, the chip still has correct, updated information. And you'll call somebody and, oh, I don't want that dog. I gave it away 3 years ago. And we don't know how many people it's gone through till it got lost. And then it'll be brought in a rescue. Or I brought in a dog one time that I found in a bush, had been hit by a car and had a shattered pelvis. And I found her by accident looking for another dog, and I think she just went there to die, and then I found her by accident. I was called in to trap a dog, and when I finally did, I don't know how this dog was alive. It literally looked like a deflated balloon with ribs, and they told me the dog was so riddled with cancer that if I had found it 3 months ago, they couldn't have saved it.
Wow. Wow.
And that was like a 5-hour. This dog was scared for its life, not knowing that I was trying to help it. And when I finally got it, and then you think, okay, they're going to give it fluids, they're going to do all these great things, and I bring it in, and the first thing they say to me is, there's no way this dog's going to make it. The kindest thing we can do is let it go. And I tend to obsess on that. I could bring in 100 dogs, but I will always obsess on the 3 that I couldn't save.
Absolutely, and it's devastating. Because we worked so hard to try to save these guys, and you know, that does happen, and sometimes we find the aftermath of the predators. You know, it's heart-wrenching when this takes place. Because, well,
I can imagine.
Everybody out there understands it's just so hard to lose one. And even though you didn't know this dog, you do know this dog or this cat because you found it, and there is an attachment.
Right.
And it breaks your heart. I mean, it absolutely breaks your heart. It breaks me down.
So
it's very sad.
Yeah. So do you guys work with or without local law enforcement? Because, you know, I know the police are so busy trying to catch Al Qaeda that how's the Las Vegas police look towards animals lost and stolen?
They don't.
No.
Unless
he's lost in a casino, huh?
We actually had a dog walk into a casino about a month ago.
Is that right?
They took him. He walked into the Fiesta. A pit bull wandered into the Fiesta, and there's a picture of him smiling in a squad car being driven to the shelter.
Oh, that's funny. Did he win?
Awesome.
Well, he only wins if he gets adopted.
Yeah, right. Well, I mean, I was wondering, did he make any bets? Anybody make any bets? Was there any odds going on? I bet you $200 he bites somebody before he gets to the next door.
Now, me personally, I have a couple cops who have my number, and they will call me if they see dogs on patrol. That just happened a little while ago. A cop was patrolling a certain area, kept seeing a dog in a desert lot, and called me about it. It just took me 2 months to get it because the homeless community in that area was trading the dog amongst themselves, so I never knew who had the dog at one point.
Right.
It took me a while to finally, put on my black jeans, black shirt, black hat, and skulk and get the dog out of the camp. The dog had a cigarette burn on his forehead. By the time I got to him, when I first started looking for him, he didn't have it. I've had cops call about different things, and they have to call kind of off duty because they're not allowed to call as an officer. They can call as a citizen when they're off because they're legally required to call animal control. They're trying to do the right thing, but it's kind of, they're tied up. It's very sticky how they can do it. There's been a couple times where I've trespassed, and I know I'm trespassing, and they know I know I'm trespassing, but we both know I'm lying when I say I didn't know I was trespassing.
Right.
And they'll give me a warning and let me go instead of taking me in. So it's probably a matter of time. I've been very lucky so far.
Well,
she's very convincing when she's talking. Like she said, they know she's trespassing. They know we're trespassing, but they warn us to move on. So
right. Well, I wish I had heard part of my conversation yesterday when I got the ticket. See, there you
I
go.
hope that wasn't last night we were talking on the phone.
Yeah. See, that's the ticket. That's the one yesterday when we were talking on the phone. Yep. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Adrienne.
I didn't say anything.
Oh, yeah. That's the that was a costly one, man. So. Oh, don't get me started.
Sorry to hear that.
Yeah, it was like, it's my fault. DWB.
What is DWB?
Driving while black. I've been trying to get over that, man. I just it's a hard habit to break,
Yes.
But anyway, so tell me what else, guys. So, you guys, what was it? Oh, you confiscate dogs sometimes?
You mean steal?
It was a rumor.
I will flat out say it. I will steal a dog, absolutely.
Yeah.
When they
We don't advertise that, but yes, we climb balconies, broken into deserted houses, jumped walls. We'll do whatever's necessary to get that animal safe.
Yeah, because like in Las Vegas, I can imagine it. You can't leave a dog like just out, in the elements for too long before,
But the sad part is it's completely legal.
It is?
Oh, absolutely. You can have an animal that's been out all day long in the heat for 14 hours with a bucket of water, and you can call and they'll go, no, that's okay.
Really? There are no laws in Nevada about that kind of stuff?
Animals barely have any rights. They're considered property. You can kick a dog to death, and it's like you kicked a suitcase. Unless somebody's going to get elected over something, there's not a whole lot of people really pushing to give them the rights they deserve.
Yeah, we'll notify animal control, and animal control will go out. And they said, well, there is some shade, there is food, there is water, but they're out in 110-degree heat. We got the laws changed here a couple of years ago for dog fighting and abuse, but it's a process to get it done, to prove it, and get them into court. It's still not where we want it to be. It's much better than it was as far as the law, but it's a the police here are so busy working their end of it with what they do, and then animal control is overrun with trying to catch animals, and we're busy trying to catch the animals before animal control does. It's just it's a sad process. We're moving all the time towards making things better, but at this time, as Adrienne said, it's pretty sad. We had an incident here a year ago with a guy. We finally filmed him with the abuse, and it was aware of it, but then they had to do their own observations. And in the meantime, this animal's suffering. Well, finally, it was brought to justice. But it got me pretty upset because, I mean, we'd gone and we were in the bathroom of a house that was next door where we could see into their yard, and the guy was just a maniac. He was abusing his dog. And we couldn't get in there to get the dog. And finally, animal control did get the dog. The dog was taken into the shelter, and then the guy was prosecuted. But it took some time. And that was one of those rare instances where we couldn't just flip over the wall and grab this dog without this guy was, we could have got shot. And this guy was aware he was being watched. So it's not as we choose it to be, but like I said, we're making strides to do everything to make it better. It's just like Adrienne said, animals are considered property. We've discussed that before as far as within the shelter system. Until that changes and they recognize them, it's not good.
Wow.
And it's not just adults. Last year we had some teenage boys that drowned some kittens, and nobody was going to do anything till one of the neighbors actually filmed it. And even after filming it, she had a hard time getting people involved in prosecuting the kid. Wow.
Well, hey, we're gonna take a break. It's 10 after the hour, and I think Paula or Regina's got dogs. If you guys can hold on, we can come. I want to come back to you, but it's about that time. Paula or Regina?
I'm here, ready to do the next set.
You gonna do the next set?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, Regina, are you ready?
I am.
Okay, we'll give Rock a second to, which one you starting with?
Ruby and Rizzo.
Ruby and?
Rizzo. There's actually two together, but it might be two separate pictures.
Ruby and Russo. Okay, 1 second. Are you just leaving, you starting off where Paula left off?
No, actually, I sent a separate email. If Paula wants to do another set, I could do the next one.
Oh, he's got it. No, he's got him, Ruby and Russo. Okay, here you go, guys. Let's find some babies, some homes. We'll be right back, or I'll be right back in a second. Take it away, Regina.
All righty. These two dogs have been at the shelter for a very long time. They're in the California City Animal Shelter. and they went from the shelter, and now they're in boarding in the vet. They are in dire need of leaving the vet's office. They have waited for months to no avail. Please, if you can please rescue or foster or adopt, please do. They don't deserve to be forgotten. They're very young and sweet. And in this picture, one of the staff members at the shelter, Wendy, her 3-year-old daughter, is seen handling them. So they are wonderful kid critters and grown-up friendly as well. So please share these dogs. The phone number to call for these dogs is 760-333-1115, and it's 5000 Lindbergh Street, California. The next dog is Beamer. This is a good friend of mine in California. She's been working with this dog for a while. He ended up in boarding, and she is trying to get him a long-term foster at home. His name is Beamer. He's adorable. He's a 1.5-year-old Domino Pit Bull mix looking for a forever home. He is up to date on all his shots and neutered. He has 1 blue eye and 1 brown eye. He's very high energy and would be best in a home with no other small dogs or cats. Please contact Barbara at 949-861-0278. The next dog is Fancy. How adorable is this dog? She looks like she almost has lipstick on in her smile. And this dog has definitely had a rough time. She's an American Pit Bull Terrier. She's brindle. She's about 20 to 60 pounds. She's already spayed, house-trained, and in need of an experienced adopter. She's up to date with shots, great with children, great with dogs, but not good with cats. She was previously used for a bait dog and for breeding, and this beautiful 6-year-old dog has come such a long way. Please give her a chance, and she's so deserving of a happy ever after home. So if you can please reach out for Fancy, you will contact Jessica at Soft Paws Pet Rescue at 310-947-9388 or email softpawspr at AOL.com. The next dog, the next set of dogs is at Western Riverside County City Animal Shelter, and this is in Jurupa Valley, California. The first dog is Amira. She is a rescue only. I'm not sure why, but she needs an experienced handler. She's approximately 1-year-old female pit bull. She's spayed, and she's been at the Carson Animal Care since February 18th. If you can visit her at her temporary home at C247. She's so scared, she's very confused, and she's just hoping to see her new family walk through the door to save her. When she looks at you, you can see her loving, beautiful eyes, soulful eyes, and see through her fear. She's an incredible dog, so please save her life. The number to contact is 310-523-9566. The next dog is Lance. He's gorgeous, but he has been neglected, he's been starved, and he is so scared. He needs some TLC big time. He needs help now. Please share at least a foster and get him transitioned so he can get into his new sweet life. He's a 1-year-old male pit bull. He's not yet neutered, and he's been at the Carson Animal Care since February 18, 2015. Again, the number is 310-523-9566. The next dog is Zoe. I just absolutely love this name. It's dear to my heart. This dog is a spayed female, blue and white pit bull terrier. The shelter staff thinks she's about 3 years old, and she's been at the shelter since March 19th, so she's running out of time. The next dog is Shamrock. He's a male, black and chocolate Labrador Retriever and pit bull terrier mix. The shelter staff think he's about 4 years old, and he's been at the shelter since March 2nd. These dogs are located at Riverside Animal County Animal Control. The number is 951-358-7387. And I do have one more dog. Her name is Lily, and she's rescue only. She's a black female white and white pit bull terrier mix. She's about 8 months old, so she's just a baby, and she's been at the shelter since March 19th. So you know her, April 7th, so she's running out of time. She's also at the Riverside County Animal Control at 951-358-7387, and I will post all these dogs on the event page with their information today. Thank you.
Well, all right. Excuse me. Thank you, Regina.
You're welcome.
For a second, it sounded like you were dragging your phone across the animal shelter there.
Sorry.
But Shih Tzu happens. So hey.
I was so happy.
Huh?
I was too happy, you said?
No, I said Shih Tzu happens.
Oh.
Yeah. So Frank and Adrienne.
Yes.
All right. So tell me what happened.
Before you start on something, I would like to say something very quickly to your audience that's listening. I would like to really stress that for those who think they're going to be maybe inconvenienced by fostering, it is nowhere near the burden that people might think it is. A lot of rescues provide all the medical, they provide all the food. You literally are providing a place to stay in your house, and that is it. That's the cost of saving an animal's life.
Okay,
Thank you,
Regina.
Adrienne. That's exactly correct. You're providing a loving home environment.
A companion for your other animals, a way for your child to learn compassion. It's such a cheap price to pay for bringing one animal into your home and just doing a little something.
Right. Well, Frank, why don't you tell everybody what fostering is for those who are not familiar?
Well, exactly what Adrienne said. The rescue will provide the food and the medical. You're providing a loving home environment. We'll go so far as to, shelter dogs need what they call decompression time.
Right.
Because they're confused and bewildered. And we'll help you through this time to make sure that it's a good fit and that things work for you.
All right, but Frank,
one dog.
But Frank, what I'm saying,
more people fostering, it would save so many more lives.
Right, but what I'm saying though, Frank, is tell people. Some people, every now and then, they tune into the show because somebody tells them about it, or they just come across it. They just discover it. So the average Joe public, John Q. public. I'm sorry. Mm-hmm. That's who, we're trying to reach, the animal people, you guys know, it's not an education, but the John Q. public who doesn't know, when you say foster, they think you're talking about me. That's how come I get tagged 500 times a day on Facebook with every dog that needs rescue. But tell John Q. public exactly what fostering a dog means.
Well, exactly what Adrienne said. We can't stress the importance enough. You're providing a loving home environment. And we will provide the medical. The rescues will provide the medical. We'll pay for all the food. We'll help you through the transition period. And you're just allowing that dog a chance.
So what you're saying is this is a temporary home. It's like you're acting as a standby adoption, but the term that they use in the animal community is just fostering. You're fostering this dog.
Correct.
And sometimes it's not temporary. I'm what you call the failed foster, and I ended up keeping 2 of mine.
Tell me about it.
It's very hard to give them back.
Right, but we don't want to put that on people, though. See, we don't want people to think that,
I mean,
that that's what
so
happens.
many different options. And, for example, people who are distance runners who are very athletic, oh, my gosh, if you knew how many high-energy dogs are at the shelter right now that are the perfect running partner, they get adopted out, you bring in another one, and you have somebody dog-wise who's going to keep you moving in the morning, who's going to poke you and go, hey, you're not sleeping in, we're going out for a run today. Anybody who wants to lose a little weight or just, have that motivation in the morning, that's waiting for you in the shelter. And every time you adopt out the next one, there's another one waiting for you in the shelter to run with you.
Right. And exactly. So for the most part, guys, when Regina just gave a whole list of dogs that you saw. Paula just gave a whole list of dogs. These are dogs who are in shelters in different parts of the country. Actually, Regina, too, some of those dogs that you were talking about actually is at the shelters in Rock's neighborhood, here in California. But these dogs are dogs that are on death row or on shelters and rescues. And they're going to be put down unless they have places to go. And what a foster would do is these different rescue groups would make it possible, if you have space in your house, if you would want to bring a dog into your home to keep it from being put to sleep while the rescues try to find a permanent home for this dog. They pay for the medical, so you don't have to pay veterinarian costs. They make sure the dogs are, ready to come into a home to live with somebody. And so all you're doing is getting a friend to come in and be able to sleep on the floor and lick your leg and show you some love and keep you from being lonely or whatever, and go hanging out, running with you and all this other good stuff.
And keep in mind, it's anything to do with that animal is a tax write-off.
Oh.
All the gas you take to drive them anywhere, even to the park to run with them, that's your contribution to the rescue. A rescue will have a 501c3 tax-exempt number, and they can give you a receipt. Just keep your gas receipts. You get to write off a percentage.
Wow.
If you decide you want to feed the dog a different food, you can do that. Keep the receipts. You get to write that off.
Wow, I wish I'd have known that a couple of years ago. I would have had a couple of $1,000 coming back.
Oh, absolutely.
Well, a lot of people aren't aware of that. It's really not a financial burden.
Wow, that's something. See, now that's a bit of information for this guy who thought he knew a lot of stuff, So it's constantly something new. So, foster people, pick a dog up, bring a dog into your home, and it's just for a while they try to find a home for the dog. And as Adrienne was saying, a lot of times, once people get to know a dog and understand, that, hey, what I saw on the news, what I heard on the news and read in the newspaper is not true. This is just another, loving animal. People keep the dogs, and I know I can't even legally say how many dogs I got.
And I would like to say, on behalf of all girls everywhere, there is nothing hotter than a guy fostering a dog.
See there? And you heard that from a gorgeous woman in Las Vegas saying that there's nothing, Paula, you heard her. She said there's nothing hotter than a guy fostering a dog or a guy named Foster.
I have to agree with that one.
Yeah, so I tend to have to agree with her on that, because I looked in the mirror and saw this guy named Foster once, and damn.
And more so, if the dog has any kind of handicap, if you're getting a three-legged dog, you're probably going to get 4 marriage proposals that day.
I know, man. See, now, you're about to tell my secret, okay? Because that's my next dog, was the 3-leg dog or one with the wheels, man. Because it's like I've had everything else, So, guys, so we're about at the 9:30, and I know, Adrienne, I don't know if you have to go or not, but you're more than happy to stick around if you want. I wanted Frank to stick around for. Huh? Oh, my board op is telling me I have no more lines. Well, tell your drug dealer to get over here then. No. Oh, he means phone lines. I'm sorry. So I'll probably have to let you go, Adrienne. And Frank, I do want to keep you on. Who do we have on the line? Well, somebody just got hung up on by accident. Adrienne. That was her. Okay, she's gone. And so, because we're going to start at 9:30 with the Mike Hasenbagen. How do you say that, Regina?
Hasenbauer.
Hasenbauer. Is that Mike?
Yeah, Mike's here.
Hey, Mike Hasenbauer?
Yeah, Hasenbauer.
Okay, that's what I said. All right, and Frank's been a wonderful guest, and in Las Vegas. And your last name again, Frank?
Pendarvis.
That's what I said. See, I'm good today. And so, Frank, before we switch reels and go into this next segment of the show, tell everybody where they can find you guys at in the Las Vegas area, Facebook and da-da-da-da-da-da.
Yes, I'm on Facebook. You can also go to No Kill Las Vegas or Go Vegas Dog. Las Vegas Animals in Need is another one of the sites, and they'll notify us. Some people have my direct number. As Adrienne said, there's a lot of people that know her and, call her. And we get a lot of calls. We get a lot of people looking and searching, and we get on it and try and help. And I want to say something. I want to thank you guys for sharing the dogs that you do. I personally know Wendy Nelson down in the California City Animal Shelter, and she's a wonderful lady, works very hard. And for everybody out there, that's a very small shelter. It's in the middle of nowhere. It's only 18 kennels, and they only euthanize for room, for space. And take a look at their Facebook page. Take a look at the California City Animal Shelter, because they do get a lot of wonderful dogs. 5 of my rescues have come from there, all pit bulls, all wonderful. And it's just great that you guys would do this, sharing these dogs across the country, and I thank you.
Okay. All right. And so this is what's going to happen, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to go to commercial. Paula and everyone listening and watching, we're going to go to a commercial and take about a minute or 2 minutes and save our show. And we'll be back, and we'll start this whole new section of the show. Stand by.
Excellent.
All right?
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.